Build your dreams, live rich, and leave
All right,
rich.
let's get into it. Today, we're not just talking about piling up cash for retirement. No, we're talking about a plan for something way more important, a peaceful retirement. Let's dive into what I call the Live Rich, Leave Rich plan. So, right off the bat, let's be super clear. When I say live rich, I'm not talking about yachts and sports cars. I mean a life of peace, a life where you're not constantly stressing about money. And this whole session, it's all about building the system that gets you there. Okay, let me ask you something, and it's a big one. What if you could solve the two biggest retirement fears at the exact same time? What if you could get a guaranteed paycheck every single month, and at the same time, your nest egg just keeps getting bigger? I know, it sounds almost too good to be true, right? Well, stick with me. But before we get to the solution, we've got to understand the problem, the huge dilemma that so many people face in retirement. This is a really painful situation, and it's so common. You work your whole life to build up assets. You've got a house, maybe some gold, a decent portfolio. But when you finally retire, you're stressing about the monthly bills. You're technically rich on paper, but you feel broke. And that is an awful, stressful way to live. And so what do people do? They fall into these, well, let's call them anti-strategies. It's pure chaos. You break a fixed deposit early and lose the interest. You have to sell some land or gold at a bad time. Or the worst one, you panic during a market dip and sell your stocks right at the bottom. See, this isn't a plan. It's just a cycle of fear and reacting to that fear. Okay, but here's the good news. There is a much, much better way. And it all starts not with some fancy financial product, but with a change in your mindset, a whole new philosophy for your money, and really for your life. And this quote, this one really changes everything. The whole point isn't to be the richest person in the cemetery, right? The goal is to live a life that's free, that's full of purpose and amazing experiences before you die, while you're here to enjoy it. It really is all about balance. You don't want to be that person who saves every penny and never has any fun. But you also don't want to be the one who blows it all and has nothing for the future. The sweet spot, the real magic, is turning your money into a tool that builds a life filled with great experiences and rock-solid security. So the big question is, how do we actually do this? How do we turn that philosophy into reality? Well, you need a tool, a simple, practical, systematic tool. And that brings us to the magic of something called SWP. So what is SWP? It stands for Systematic Withdrawal Plan, and it's basically the exact opposite of an SIP, which you probably already know. Instead of putting money in every month, you're taking a fixed amount of money out. And this is how you create your very own personal, totally predictable pension. Think about it like this. It's a perfect analogy. Imagine you own a kilogram of gold, but it's in tiny 1-gram coins. Now, every month, you just sell enough of those tiny coins to cover your expenses. You're not selling the whole gold bar at once. You're just chipping off a small, planned piece, while the rest of your gold, the big pile, keeps on growing in value. That right there is the beautiful, simple genius of an SWP. All right, theory is great, but let's make this real. Let's run the numbers with a real-world example. We're going to use a retirement fund of 2 crore rupees. Now, I know that's a big number, but it's a totally achievable goal for a lot of people. Okay, so here's the setup. You've got your 2 crore. We're going to set up a withdrawal of 6% a year. Now, why 6%? Well, it's widely considered a sustainable rate, kind of like the famous 4% rule you hear about, but adjusted for a higher growth environment. 6% of 2 crore is 12 lakh rupees a year. That breaks down to a cool 1 lakh per month deposited right into your bank account. And here's the kicker. While you're getting that pension, the rest of your money, the big chunk, is still invested and aiming for an average growth of 12% a year. Now look at this. This is where the magic really happens. See that gap? You're taking out 6%, but your investment is growing, on average, by 12%. That difference, that 6% gap, that's the secret sauce. It means your money is growing faster than you're withdrawing it. Think about that. This system isn't just designed to not run out. It's designed to actually get bigger over time. So let's play this out over time. And just look at these numbers. After 10 years, you've already taken out 1.2 crore rupees in pension money to live on, and your original 2 crore has grown to about 3.3 crore. Now let's go out 20 years. You've taken out 2.4 crore. That's more than you even started with. And your nest egg? It's ballooned to over 5.7 crore. I mean, come on. You have literally lived rich, and you are leaving even richer. That is the jaw-dropping power of compounding at work. But hang on, I know what you're thinking. These numbers are amazing, but they're based on average returns. And we all know the market doesn't go up in a nice, neat, straight line. It's a roller coaster, right? Which brings us to the single most important question that everyone asks. This is the big one, isn't it? The nightmare scenario. What happens if the market takes a nosedive the day after I retire? Does this whole beautiful plan just fall apart? Well, here's a secret. The biggest danger to your retirement isn't actually a market crash. It's our own brain. It's human nature. Psychologists have proven that the pain we feel from losing money is twice as intense as the pleasure we get from a gain. And what does that make us do? We panic. We sell at the very bottom, locking in our losses and turning a temporary dip into a permanent disaster. We need a system to protect us from our own emotional reactions. And that system is what I call the ultimate buffer strategy. This, my friends, is the masterstroke. This is what separates you from the panic and completely insulates your monthly pension from the chaos of the market. Here's how it works. It's brilliant in its simplicity. Just 4 steps. Step 1. You take 1 full year of your expenses. In our example, that's 12 lakh rupees. And you park it in a super safe, super stable liquid fund. Think of this as your cash cushion. Step 2. Your 1 lakh monthly pension, it gets drawn from this safe liquid fund, not from your main investments. So a market crash has literally 0 impact on your income. Step 3. Meanwhile, your main chunk of money, the 1.88 crore, is left completely untouched to ride out the market waves and grow over the long term. And step 4, way down the road, maybe after a few good years in the market, you just skim a little bit of the profit off the top of your main fund to refill that cash buffer. That's it. It's an elegant, powerful system. So what's the result of all this? Total peace of mind. You can stop trying to guess what the market will do. You have 0 reason to panic during a crash. Your monthly pension check is absolutely safe, and your main investments are free to do what they do best, create massive long-term wealth for you and your family. This right here is what real financial freedom feels like. So let's wrap this up and bring it all home. This whole plan, it's so much more than just a financial tactic. It's a strategy for your life. We're really ending right where we started. Remember, money isn't just for hoarding. It's a tool. It's a tool for living. A smart plan like this gives you the freedom to build a life filled with meaning and amazing experiences, all while having complete security and dignity. It's about so much more than just the final number in your account. So I'm going to leave you with one final thought to chew on. For most of your life, you have worked hard for your money. The question is, isn't it finally time to build a system where your money starts working hard for you so that you can have the freedom to truly, finally live?